What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, taking a look at the newly buffed PYSWAVE on Malamar. Now, Malamar's long been one of my favorite Pokemon, but it hasn't been very good in the Open Great League. PYSWAVE changes that. Malamar had PYSWAVE before, but now PYSWAVE gets 2 more energy per fast move, and it's a 1-turn fast move. So that's 2 more energy every single half second with PYSWAVE. Now, how does that change Malamar for the Open Great League? Well, it now goes 19 and 12 in the zero shield scenario. I'll be honest, in the 1s and the 2s, it has more losses than wins, but just 1 or 2 PYSWAVEs can easily change that, and it picks up a lot more matches, which is just crazy. And that's just because PYSWAVE does gain energy very quickly. What is PYSWAVE comparable to? Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw is long thought to be one of the best moves in the game, and Malamar now has Shadow Claw, but 1 turn and Psychic. Benefits of 1-turn moves is it provides more flexibility. If you need to catch a move, you can easily get out at any time. You can always throw on good timing with 1-turn moves. And if it's doing 1 more damage per fast move, then again, that's every half second. Every single turn it's doing that 1 additional damage, which can really help farm down some Pokemon. Alright, looking at the rest of the team, I have Grimer. Grimer, I think, is going to be one I'm going to be revisiting later on. I've just been looking at this for a minute, and it looks actually pretty good. Like, it looks like a meme, don't get me wrong. I understand if you're doubting right now. I'm going to bring it back once I have some Elo, and we're going to try it out again. Trust me. Diggersby looks absolutely disgusting this season. 18 and 14 in the 1 shield scenario. In the zeros, 25 and 7. That is a 78% win rate with this moveset. Quick Attack, Scorching Sand, and Hyper Beam in the 0 shield scenario. Absolutely disgusting. So anyways, I've talked enough. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these battles, see how these actually play out. Alright, we have Malamar up against a Shadow Alolan Sandslash. You can see already these PYSWAVEs honestly doing as much damage as these Shadow Claws are doing. I'm going to go ahead and just bait with the Foul Play. Superpower, of course, with 1-shot, and we do pull the shield there. So now I'm going to be able to actually outpace to this Superpower before they throw energy. They have to give up their second shield if they want to get any kind of energy off. They do throw up their second shield. I decided to bring in Diggersby. Diggersby's so bulky that it can easily tank 2 Ice Punches, and they're not going to be able to Shadow Claw me down either. So they will have to get out of here. Otherwise, I'm just going to make it to the Scorching Sand and take them out. So second Ice Punch does come through, and they swap out into Goodra. Now here's where Diggersby's bulk is just huge. We make it to the Hyper Beam, and that puts them into the red instantly, which is just crazy to me. So now I'm going to come in with my Malamar, and I'll just be able to, do I eat this? I might actually eat this. Yeah, Goodra's charge attacks just don't hit that hard, and then I'll be able to actually farm down before they make it to another charge move. So now I have energy, and they bring on a Azumarill. Now, why would I go for Superpower? Because one Sludge Bomb from Grimer does not KO. Superpower will put them into Sludge Bomb range, and now they bring back out their Alolan Sandslash, but it's just too little, too late. I have 2 shields for my Grimer. I can easily just farm this down, Sludge Bomb the Azumarill, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Opponent top lefts. Alright, into the next one. Up against a Snorlax lead. Definitely not a pick that I would recommend, because of just like Lickitung got nerfed, Snorlax did as well. And Snorlax was already worse Lickitung, but they have it here. So we're going to be building up to the back-to-back superpowers, firing the first one off. This won't quite KO since it is non-stab, but it does put them into the red. We can bring in Diggersby. Now, I know they likely are going to throw superpower here, but Diggersby's just so bulky. Like, you don't have to shield right here. Doesn't even do half of Diggersby's HP, and we're going to get the quick attack down. Out comes a Powder Soul Alolan Sandslash. This would be really bad for them if I had Fire Punch, but even with Scorching Sands, I'm going to be able to pull the shield there. And I'm already at another one. So I make it to the second Scorching Sands before they throw energy. And of course, that's going to be grabbing the second shield. We do get the attack drop there. It's not really going to matter at this point. The Ice Punch should still take out, which it does. But I can just come in with my Malamar. I actually already had the superpower. I forgot that I had the superpower banked. I would have just thrown it immediately. But that's fine. We can shield up this Ice Punch. Overfarm by a little bit, but they actually swap out into Talonflame. And here's where you're going to really see how crazy Malamar is. With this energy, one Foul Play puts them into the yellow, And then we can just throw after just a couple more sideways, making sure that we don't take that incinerate damage. Take out the Talonflame and still have a little bit of energy to be able to make it to this superpower against the Alolan Sandslash. And I think this is the battle where I really fell in love with Malamar with Psywave. Like, I don't want to overhype things. It's still early in the season. I'm not going to say it's the greatest thing ever, but it feels really good right now. It feels really good. And I said this in my last video too. I didn't overhype any of the Pokemon in that video, but I mentioned Malamar, and Malamar just feels great right now. Anyways, up against a Golurk. I'll be honest with everyone right now. I make a mistake here. By the way, Psywave doing just as much as the Mudslap. Crazy. I no-showed here. Why? Because for some reason in my head, that Shadow Punch was going to be resisted. I don't know. So I gave them this huge advantage by no-showing right there. And now they have a bit of a core breaker in the back with the Walrein. Walrein might make a bit of a rise, a bit of a comeback in this season. I'm going to try to catch this second Icicle Spear. It is straight 5s to Icicle Spear. It's no longer 5-4. And it is a debuffed one, so we can tank it pretty easily. However, we're not really getting the Mud Slap down here without giving up a shield. So I do end up giving up a shield, even though they still have that Golurk alive. Expecting Golurk to come back in. Really should have been throwing the Mud Bomb immediately. Instead, I'm going to end up taking a Mud Slap right there, I'm pretty sure. Or actually, I think they had one turn bring in, and I had DRE. But it really just doesn't matter. I full send the Sludge Bomb here against the Abomasnow. My only real win con is them no-showing this, or them just not throwing and letting me get to a Hyper Beam. Neither of those are going to happen. So they showed up the Sludge Bomb. They're going to be able to take out my Diggersby. And they're going to be able to take out my Grimer, so I just go ahead and concede. That's GG's, well played. Definitely would have been better off if I would have showed him my Malamar, but I would have had to heavily rely on the Grimer still. Alright, Ferrothorn. I think Ferrothorn's a great core breaker this season, so far, from what I've seen. So, definitely one to keep in mind. Malamar, not too worried about it since we do have Superpower. Going to be firing off the first superpower here before they get to their second power whip. They do throw up a shield, and that's perfectly fine. I'm already at a second superpower. This is debuffed, so it will not take out, but it will do a lot of damage. And then I can just catch on my Grimer. Now, Grimer, probably not the best safe swap. If they were to bring in, I don't know, a flyer of any sort, Grimer's going to really struggle. But it absorbed the energy very nicely there, and they actually don't have a flyer. So they're going to be coming out with the Cofagrigus, and Grimer honestly impressed me in this battle. By the way, Grimer not fully powered up. I need to best buddy it. It's at level 49.5, and it needs to be 50.5 for this particular Grimer. So if you're wondering about the CP, that's what it is. Anyways, I'm going to show up the Dark Pulse there, and we actually get the full farm down right here. They're going to come out with a Talonflame running Fire Spin, which did get buffed. Incinerate's still better. You still want to Incinerate. We're going to go for the Sludge Bomb. They showed it up. That's perfectly fine. We can come in with Diggersby now. Diggersby going to easily tank any one move right here. We still have a shield, and Hyper Beam should be plenty to take out a Talonflame. So we're going to be building up, throwing at good timing to prevent a potential catch. And here comes the Hyper Beam. Boom! Taking out the Talonflame. Oh, they don't have anything left to catch on. So GG's, well played to my opponent. Let's go. Alright, looks like I forgot to move that to the end. We will just... Alright, into the next one. Dragonite. This one blew my mind. Look how much the Psywaves are doing in comparison to Shadow Dragon Breath. It was to the point that I had to look. I was like, what is their CP? Are they under-leveled? No, this is a powered-up Shadow Dragonite, and we are shredding it with Psywave and getting energy fairly quickly as well. So my opponent realizes they're not winning that 2-shield scenario. Dragonites love to 2-shield. They're not winning it. So they end up letting their Dragonite go. They bring in a Alolan Sandslash. So I'm going to go ahead and fire off this superpower. Grab a shield, come in with my Diggersby, because they are running Shadow Claw, which we will be double resisting. We've already seen, we can tank 2 of these Ice Punches. It's not going to be a big deal. Ice Punch number 1 coming through. I'm throwing the Scorching Sand on CMP. That's perfectly fine. We can eat this next Ice Punch. I just don't want them to get to a third one. They actually throw Drill Run. A bit of a misplay by my opponent. Again, still early ranked battles, so, you know, everybody's learning. Everybody has to learn at some point. They end up swapping out, and we're just going to outpace now. We're just going to outpace now. Scorching Sands number 3 coming through to take out this, oh, not take out, but almost take out the Empoleon. We're going to be able to snipe with the Mud Slap. And at this point, there's just nothing that this Alolan Sandslash can do. We can easily showed up the potential drill run right there and get off the Mud Bomb. And that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Let's go. Let's go. So yeah, I know I said I was going to revisit Grammar. Grammar was putting in a lot of work in these particular battles, but that's just because I saw so many poisons and so many stills. We'll see how the meta shapes out as we keep going. All right, Mandibuzz. When I built this team, I knew I was weak to Mandibuzz. In fact, I don't have my notepad with me. Oh, I do have my notepad with me because I did this on my phone. Let me see. Let me see. So, like, yeah. Yeah, I can't really see it. But I have in parentheses next to the team. Weak to Mandy. So when I saw the Mandibuzz safe swap, I was like, well, crap. But it's better to see it as a safe swap versus in the lead because we were able to superpower and then coming with Diggersby. Now they are in Hyper Beam range. If this connects, this should be taking out the Mandibuzz, and it does, and that's beautiful for me. So now I was able to overfarm by a bit. I'll be able to outpace this Empoleon to the Scorching Sands, which we've seen will not one-shot, but it would put them into the red. So they do throw up a shield, and I think they're still going to have to throw. I end up swapping because I knew I had this superpower banked. I didn't think they would shield it, and they don't. So that's beautiful. Now all they have left is this Clodsire, and I could just shoot 2-shield my Grimer. But we're also doing super effective damage with Psywave. Even though it's debuffed, it's still doing some good damage. I mean, Clodsire is bulky, but like that's still shredding through it, to be honest. So yeah, Psywave is crazy. It's crazy. I wish more Pokemon had it. But yeah, I just go ahead and bring in Diggersby. I can make it to this Scorching Sands. I can show this and just in the battle early versus having to come out with Grimer and actually farm this thing down. So Scorching Sands coming through, going to be taking out the Clodsire, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played. Let's go. Let's go. All right, into the next battle, Malamar up against Dunsparce. So Grimer definitely does not want to see this. We are going to be hoping that we can land a superpower onto it. Here's the tricky thing. Most people are going to shield the first, right? Because they want to no-shield the debuffed superpower. But if they no-shield the first and you throw Foul Play, then all of a sudden you've just turned a great matchup into a not that great matchup. So I force in the superpower. They do actually eat it. I decide to come in with my Diggersby and we lure out a Serperior. I think grass types are going to have some very interesting play. We already mentioned Ferrothorn. I think that Shadow Venusaur is going to be really good. I know some people have already been talking about Shadow Vic with Magical Leaf, which is just really similar to Venusaur, but a little bit more fast move pressure. And then, of course, here is Serperior. Less flyers around. Serperior could definitely make a comeback. So they are able to take out my Diggersby. They do still have residual energy. So I come in with the Grimer. And after seeing how much that Mud Slap does, I was wondering I might have been able to Psywave down in 3, which would have prevented them from getting a move off into my Malamar. But might as well just soak the resisted damage. Or neutral from Aerial Ace. Frenzy Plant would have hit slightly harder even though it's resisted though. In the back, going to be a Clodsire, and there's almost no way that we lose at this point because we can just shield up the Stone Edge here. It's going to be Stone Edge. Yeah. No reason to even pretend it's going to be Earthquake. That's fine. We can get this next Mud Bomb off. And at this point, like, there's no wrong play. I can either let Grimer go and finish with Malamar, or I can shield Grimer and make it to another Mud Bomb. They do still have a third Pokemon alive. Oh, yeah, it's just this Dunsparce. Dunsparce at low health, but yeah, I think that was the safer play to go ahead and let Grimer go. Because now we can just easily Psywave down, leave with a ton of energy, and we know that 2 Foul Plays are definitely going to take out this Clodsire from here. In fact, I could even Superpower from there. It would have been plenty, but that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Yeah, my opponent actually looks like they left the game right there. Maybe not. Maybe it's just normal lag. Not sure. Regardless, GG's. All right, into the next one, Clefable. Obviously a horrible lead. That is definitely Malamar's weakness is fairy types. I definitely don't expect them to bait here. Swift would do absolutely nothing. Moonblast does hurt, but it's Diggersby. We're not shielding Diggersby. Now they come out with Gastrodon. I decided to go Scorching Sands because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need 2 moves regardless. And I thought a bad timing there. I just wanted to get the second Scorching Sands off before they were at the Body Slam. Because I was thinking about trying to flip this. And I do end up throwing up the shield because they let that come through. However, I recognize that I'm going to have to go down 2 shields if I really want to flip it. So instead, I decided to keep the energy on Diggersby and come back in with Malamar. Let's see what Malamar can do when it's taking super effective damage and dishing out resisted damage. We pull a shield. Why? Because these Psywaves are still doing a ton of damage to this Clefable. So they're forced to throw the Moonblast there to take us out. And now I can come in with Grimer. They can only throw Swift into Grimer or Meteor Mash if they happen to still be running Meteor Mash. But of course, it is going to be the Swift. You're going to see Swift is just a bad move, but I still don't want to take multiples, and I don't want to have to end up shielding a Swift, so I do go ahead and throw the Mud Bomb. To come back out with the Gastrodon, we do get the fast move down. Those Butt Slaps definitely hurt. But in the back, going to be a Shadow Drapion. Now, if they're running Crunch and Sludge Wave, this is just an easy win. They are running Aqua Tail, which makes it a bit more awkward. I still have energy on Diggersby, so my play is just to stay in, force them to dump all their energy, and then I should be able to outpace with my Diggersby. They actually don't throw, which they would have had to throw almost immediately. So we make the second Mud Bomb, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent, and that's going to be the final battle of this video. I hope y'all all have enjoyed this video. I'll be working on getting some more content out soon. I'm going to be live streaming immediately after I record this, so probably won't be live for y'all, but I'm going to be trying to live stream every Wednesday and Thursday. So if y'all want to see some of these new Pokemon tested out live, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members for your support. And until next time, this is ChillisFM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.